One of my next guests is a pro-Israel influencer who went undercover at Columbia University and calls it one of the biggest hotbeds of anti-Semitism in the United States. Here is some of what he recorded. Watch.
Like probably the most Palestine supported place in the world.
Oh, Columbia University.
Probably.
Zach Sage Fox is a producer and comic, and he joins me now along with Rikki Schlott, New York Post columnist and host of the podcast We Never Had This Conversation. Great to have both of you here. Rikki, let me start with you. In your recent New York Post piece, you say that the Ivies really put themselves in this situation by actively accepting the applications of students who would have this kind of political bent and anti-Semitism. What do you mean?
I mean, I think that for the longest time, Ivy League schools and elite schools in general were looking for kids who differentiated themselves somehow on their applications. They could fill their classes many times over with valedictorians, and a lot of kids made a story for themselves by being social justice activists, not necessarily with being pro-Palestinian as their cause, but they picked up whatever the trendy cause of the day was, whether it was Black Lives Matter or whatever the cause du jour was. And when you look at a lot of these very prominent student activists, at least many of the American student activists have jumped from cause to cause. Our cause hoppers did whatever was trendy that day at that time, whatever was kind of speaking truth to power, supposedly. And it backfired on Columbia when these students decided that the school itself manifested that power by investing in Israel. And they decided to pitch encampments to tell the school to divest. And so I think that the school kind of reaped what they sowed when they decided that so many students who were activists were what they kind of wanted to populate their campus with.
So, Zach, when you went to speak to students on campus and near campus, how deep, based on what Rikki's saying, how deep was their understanding of these issues that they were protesting about?
Yeah, it could not have been more shallow. That was the most terrifying thing. So keep in mind, I went undercover as a blatant anti-Semite. Like, I'm in my Borat era right now in investigation. And so, the fact that these kids felt comfortable opening up to a stranger wearing a COVID mask, a keffiyeh covering his face, I mean, it really goes to show you how much propaganda they've been fed, and that they really have just become sheep. They see somebody that's wearing the symbol that they've been told is resistance, and immediately they feel like they can let their guard down and be anti-Semitic within seconds. I mean, we included almost every single person I spoke with over my 2 hours at Columbia. And we included almost everyone because almost everyone either showed anti-Semitism within seconds, or we caught Jewish students who poured out their hearts about the anti-Semitism that they're witnessing over there. It's really scary stuff.
I mean, it's one thing to, care about the people who live in Gaza. It's another to be anti-Semitic, which is discriminatory and hateful on campus, Rikki. It just takes me back to the presidents of these institutions who, when they were testifying on Capitol Hill, couldn't come out and say that anti-Semitism was hate on their campuses.
Yes, absolutely. And I think there's a massive double standard. They would have no issue whatsoever to say that about discrimination against virtually any other group in the near past. I think it's, free speech is a very important value. It's something that I'm a champion of no matter what speech we're protecting. But it is very exposing when there is a double standard. And these are schools that have a terrible record of protecting free speech on their campuses. They were hunting down students for just vaguely offensive speech in the past, and now all of a sudden, now that it's anti-Semitism that we're talking about, they were hiding behind free speech as though it's something that protects them or just absolves them of responsibility for the types of kids that they have on their campuses.
I mean, it's a pretty sad situation when it takes pulling their money away to make them just finally sit up and take notice. And now they're negotiating with the Trump administration about how to get the money back, even though they have enormous endowments. Thank you both, Rikki Schlott and Zach Sage Fox. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.